Coming up on the next episode. Good Tuesday afternoon to you all, YouTube. It is 1:17 now in the PM. And we are at the bench once again. This is not the WAG radio, as you can see. Let me get back a little bit more so you can see the whole thing. There you go. This is the Ward's Airline FM, AM, AM, FM, whatever you want to call it, radio. And we... I did some things offline. When I say offline, I didn't video them. I didn't record them. Yesterday with Bob. And so basically where we left off with on the WAG radio, let me point you at that so you know it's not, it's still here. There it is right there. I had neglected, after I had done the rest of the caps, to go back through and measure the B+, the voltages that we were interested in before, and as such I decided to do that yesterday, and again not record it. I was online with Bob while we were doing part of it, and then basically what I found was the B+, I may list the voltages. I think I've got them written down somewhere. I'll list them on the screen so you can see. But the one we were interested mainly in was the one for the grid of the output tube, which is, so here is where I was talking about, right here on the grid of the 6V6. We still measured roughly 4 volts on that grid. Now that is not, it should not be there. It should be 0 there. And so Bob had me do some other things. Among them was change out the bypass cap, which is on the big filter cap here. But obviously times have changed. That's all necessary for that. And some other things, measure some of the rest of the voltages on the tube. And basically what he came to the conclusion of was that probably the tube was gassy, and I think it was Jim who mentioned that long ago, and kudos to Jim for picking up on that. So basically he said what he said was, you know, you can check with Brendan, but he says that was his opinion. So I did, and after explaining everything to Brendan came up with the same conclusion. So what I have done is order a new 6V6, and it is a new one. I talked with Bob Dubush via email and told him, asked him what he had. He had a used one for $5 or a new one for 10, or actually 11. I'm sorry. And I went with the new one. So haven't heard back to him that he got my PayPal and stuff like that yet, but it has been ordered. So that's good. I thought, well, in the meantime, we can do this other radio, and that was the one you just saw. This one here, which is, you may recall, and you may not, I don't know. But this radio was missing 2 tubes, the 50C5 and the 12DT8, which is the FM tube. And when I did power it up, I noticed a lot of hum in it, and so I had ordered the I think they were 80 at 150, so I ordered 82 at 160 from China. That was the ones that got here within 1 week, and that was the cool thing. So while Bob and I were playing around, we decided to go ahead and try this one, being as the other one was waiting on a tube, and so that was what we did. And it did not, you could hear, you know, if that was another thing, the thing was locked up on this, the tuner, and I put some good old Zoom spout oil in there and oiled it and the shaft itself over here, and now it tunes pretty good, so happy with that. But anyway, you could hear AM and FM stations in the buzz of the hum, and anybody that's messed with these radios, has a bad filter hum. You can usually pick out a station in there when you tune around, and you know what's a station and what's just dead air or whatever and stuff like that. So I could hear that, so I thought, well, okay, so I've got the filter cap, might as well go ahead and replace those, and I did. And sure enough, this thing works all right, and I'm going to give you a little demo of that right now, so stay tuned. Alright, well, I've got it hooked up now and playing. It's on the local station here on AM 1390. I'm going to play a lot of that. So I'm going to switch to FM, and we'll see what we get over here.
High blood pressure. People that need to be in the facility to do maintenance on
so there you go, there's FM. That's
machines, but learn
the educational or whatever that's called, the public radio or whatever, NPR, I don't know.
I think. Oh, there you are. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't.
Anyway,
really
that's
understand.
There's our local station again on FM. I think that's the hum. WJAA, I believe, is what that is. Anyway, you can see the FM works just fine. And we'll go back to the
People can change.
talk.
You're losing your job. You can change to a new job. It's like that clear.
So you can see honestly, it does work rather well.
Like,
no hum.
So many giving up
and,
everything you know.
It does have
over.
the built-in antenna into the power cord.
Can get bruised into
so that's right. Now this knob, not knob. This knob doesn't really do anything. There's a switch underneath. It needs to be cleaned. It's gotten actually better since I started using it, but probably wouldn't hurt to clean it. So, but other than that, this thing works pretty good. Now there's some missing numbers there. You can see that. I don't know what I can do about that. This also is loose here. It needs to be re-glued. So, might try to do that. I don't know. We'll see. This is not an expensive radio, obviously, and not going to lose any sleep over what happens with it. But at the same time, I like to have a working radio, and it is working very well.
She's $100,000 in debt.
So I do want to also mention that last night I was playing around with this, and I thought, well, let's see what it'd do at night. So I turned everything off on the bench, and I had one heck of a hum coming from somewhere. I don't know what it was, buzz, whatever you want to call it. So I think tonight I'm going to record that, and I'm going to see if I can find that same buzz. But it was all over the dial on AM, and I couldn't get away from it at all. I had everything off, had the computer off, had the monitor powered off. I mean, when I say powered off, that means the power supply was also off in the monitor, so there was no power getting to it. So, I just the only thing I had that could have possibly been it was the little so go to the top here, you can see the little phone charger there plugged into the and there's nothing plugged up to it, it's just the phone charger itself plugged in. I have one over there, one or two over there that are plugged in as well. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's one or two over there, and that's the only thing that was plugged in, and that's the only thing I could think of that would cause any problem at all. And I really didn't think they would, just nothing plugged into them like that, but never can tell. So that's that. So there you go on that. Again, I have talked with Brendan, and Brendan has said feels the same way about the 6v6 tube on the WAG radio. That it's not going to do any harm into anything to go ahead and use the tube, being as it's working, to go ahead and do the alignment and anything else that we want to do to it as far as getting it ready for our experiment. But again, I do want to go ahead and finish all that up, that work to be done, and that includes putting this in properly. And I do have, I don't know if I may have mentioned this already, but I do have the filter caps ordered for this. These are not that bad. I mean, there's no hum to them, so you really are not. They're acceptable. As you saw, the B plus figures for this is not that bad. It's not up to perfect schematic level, but you know what is these days. So I think we're going to go ahead and go with that for a while until they come in, and then once they come in, I'll go ahead and change them. But again, for now, I'll go ahead and I'll put this in because I've already disconnected it, and have it all ready to go and put in. So that will happen, and I'll do that, and then probably the next video I will do that. Get on the alignment, get that all set up. I want to do this proper as far as setup on the using the HP signal generator and the over here the voltage meter, AC voltmeter, and do it that way. Brendan seems to think the AVC method is a better method, and I agree to a certain extent, and I told him that I did see a little bit of a difference between both methods, that you know, probably the one using the speaker output is a little bit more sensitive as far as getting that peak of that IF transformer, and so you know, but I will probably use both methods on this just to see. I like to see the difference. And we'll get the radio set up with the wires coming out of it to where it can be sit on its bottom properly, and we can get to the places to adjust the IF coils. And so want to do that, and like I said, that'll be the next video coming up. So, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Also, I want to mention this. I know for fans of the Baylor Little Bastard radio, I'm going to be doing that before, let's see, this is Tuesday, sometime before Friday, and I will record that, and it will be coming up. So you guys that are waiting on that bill, I know you're one of them. I didn't really mean to put it off this long, but you know, with this other stuff coming up, and the new room came up in the middle of all this, and so I just kind of wanted to get some of this stuff out of the way before I got into that. But I think the way it's working now, I think this one's going to be set aside for now. I don't think I'm going to do anything more with it. It's working. I may align it sometime down the future, but it's working very well. I was able to pick up the other day with this 3 stations, and the only other problem with this radio, oh, this was not the one. I was thinking this was that's the Ward's the Global, the WAG radio. Has that bent. I think it has a bent fin or two on the tuning capacitor. But anyway, this is pretty much done, and it's ready to be set aside for now. I've got the back on it enough to keep it on there. This has got one of those cheater cord type places where it disconnects when you take the back off. It unhooks it from power, because this is a live chassis, for those who did not know that. But I've got it plugged in my isolation transformer, but the full voltage isolation transformer. So anyway, that's that. But anyway, that's what's coming up and what I'm going to be doing. So this will be posted on Friday, and hopefully when this airs, I will have that little bastard done, and probably it may be a weekend special. I don't know. We'll see. Or I may wait for Monday. I don't know. I'm trying not to make too many. I've got so many projects. It's kind of hard not to make videos on all of it. That's one of the reasons I didn't record all the stuff that Bob and I were doing yesterday. There's just too much video. I can't, I don't have room to put it all down. I'd be making two videos a day for a week just to get caught up. And so trying to, again, cut down on the video a little bit, and you guys don't have to know every little thing. I guess I do, but at the same time, I like to pass along the interesting stuff, and that you guys might be interested in. So that's that. Also, let me show you how this turned out. Let me unplug it first. There's no sense in having it plugged in for that. Let me show you the replacement of the caps. You can see them down there, right there in the middle. The two little 82 at 160. They just went in right where the other one, the bigger orange one was, which is this one here. And they just went right in its place, and that worked out rather well. I was happy with that. So anywho, that's that, and those are operating properly, and I'm pretty good to go with this radio. Very happy with it. So didn't turn out to be a hard fix, but like I said, at the same time, it was you know, easy enough to where I could do it last night, and got those put in pretty quick, and tested this out, and it's worked just fine. So again, I may spray the. I didn't detect any noise in that volume control. I will spray the selector switch though, and I've already fixed this part of it. So you know, I think it's about ready to go. Wish I could come up with another one of these. You know, I thought about making a printout on my color printer and trying to come up with something, you know, there, but I don't know how you would put that in there to where it would be looking just like the other. Now the bottom one is fine. It's not a problem at all. It's just the second one, I'm sure it's from sticking out. Somebody's probably come along and pushed it in or whatever, and kept playing with it or something, because what else could it be? I mean, there's nothing else that would rub them numbers off. And I've also thought about just taking a marker and trying to, you know, a thin marker, and trying to recreate the numbers as best as possible. If I was a good painter, I might be able to paint those back in, but I'm not, so. Alright, I blathered on long enough. You guys have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya!